TK421, wire 2 at your post. TK421, do you copy?
Hello, this is Pilot TK421, leaving my post to bring you a post. Alright everybody, I've got some heavily medicated gameplay coming up for you from my Steam account here. First off, I would like to say sorry for not having much gameplay content out on my channel in the past 3 weeks. I had an appointment with the dentist close to the beginning of December, and I had to get some rather major dental work done, and it left me unable to talk about, well, pretty much anything with anybody. So I figured that since I'm actually feeling a lot better now, and I'm able to actually speak properly and whatnot, well, mostly properly anyway, I would start doing some more gameplay videos for you guys. I did manage to get a couple of Christmas videos out. I hope you both all enjoyed those 2 videos. And if you haven't seen them yet, you can just take a look in the video section. They're the last couple of videos that I put out before this one. But since I'm getting back into the gameplay more now, I figure I would go through the hangar and show you some of the changes that I made, starting with my Titan. I basically decided to swap out the Ox King for the Lucador, or as I like to call him, the Lunch Eater. And at level 45, 15 in all of the core abilities, you have 547,754 hit points, 80 defense points. You do 27,125 damage when you land after activating your ability. And you also get a 14% decrease in the percentage of grey damage that gets dealt to your robot. That's the unrepairable damage that you can't actually repair with healing or anything like that. And you also have a 31.5 km/h speed and a 67% damage blocked by the ultimate defense reflector that you can activate whenever you want. I really like this robot, and the build works really well. It's kind of fun for stomping around and whatnot, and you know, causing some havoc at beacons and whatnot, so you like to use it for beacon rush and whatnot. As for weapons, I'm running level 15 Cinders, which are pretty much like the stove ability on the Kid. And at level 15 they do 2,655 damage, they have a 125 meter damage radius, and they have a reload time of 11.25 seconds. And the interesting thing about the reload on this is as soon as you stop firing them, they start to reload. As for the alpha weapon, I'm running a level 15 Grom, and it's pretty much just a, you know, alpha shotgun, and it does 1,273 damage, and it has a 2-second reload with a 500 meter range. As for modules, I'm running a level 14 Titan anti-control, which basically gives you a 10-second immunity to lockdown, suppress, and freeze. And in addition to that, it also gives you a 9% durability increase. And it also reduces the time that it takes for your anti-control to recharge by 11 seconds. Fun fact, if you have 2, I believe, of these maxed out, 2 maxed out modules, it gives you permanent protection against lockdown, suppression, and freeze. It's kind of nifty to know that, because if you do actually max out 2 of these, you don't have to worry about lockdown, suppression, or freeze for your Titan, which is a really good thing. I want to get a second one for this Titan if I can. And as for other units, I'm running a self-fix unit, which heals me for 930 damage per second. And I'm also running 2 level 14 cannibal reactors, which gives me a 26% damage increase per cannibal reactor, which works out to 52% damage increase. Like I said, this Titan is really fun to use, and it can come in handy in a lot of different situations, and I'm actually having quite a bit of fun with it. And up next we've got the Retro Revenant, and I've got it up to level 11, and at level 11 it's got 275,209 hit points. It has a 47 km/h speed, and it has 219,200 physical shield. I am in the process of leveling it up to level 12. And at that point I'll probably start working on the weapons. The weapons that I'm using are the Bane, which is a acid thrower. And it pretty much does 463 damage, has a 300 meter range, a 3-second reload. It does 154 damage per second over time, and an effect chance of 100%. The effect duration is only 3 seconds, unlike the Wasp, Sting, and Hornet, where they have a 5-second duration, but it actually does a really good job and I like it. And the toxins are pretty much the same thing, only the light variant, and they do 220 damage. And overall, I really like this build. It works really well for you know, shells and other revenants and whatnot. Not so good for some other builds out there, but yeah, for modules I'm running 2 heavy armor kits at level 1, and at level 1 the 2 of them combined give 14%, that's 7% each durability increase. And we're running a last stand, which basically gives me damage immunity for 2 seconds when I'm at 5% health. As for pilot skills, here's a quick look at the pilot skills. I've got Physical Shield Expert, Tough Guy, Master Gunsmith, and Armor Expert. And up next, I'm running the Corrupted Sinister Fafnir, as I like to call it, and it is Mark II level 2. At Mark II level 2, it has 173,679 hit points and a 46 km/h speed. And for weapons, I'm using 2 Mark II level 2 Sinister Pulsars and 2 level 9 Sinister Pulsars, and at Mark II level 2, they do 1,782 damage, have a 600 meter range, a 5-second reload, and an effect accumulation rate of 114%, and an effect duration of 5 seconds for lockdown. The level 9s are pretty much the same thing, only they do only 1,310 damage instead of the 1,700 damage, but you know, they seem to work. As for modules, I'm running a balanced unit, which gives 4% durability and 3% damage increase. And a level 1 anti-control, which pretty much works like the Titan anti-control, only for robots. And a nuclear amplifier, which every 10,000 damage or something like that. Every 20,000 damage, sorry. I get a additional damage boost of 0.5%, and once it reaches the effect limit of 80 stacks, it gives me extra defense mitigation and repairable durability of 50,000 durability points. All in all, it's a really handy unit to have, and I recommend you getting some if you can. And I'm also running the advanced repair unit. Here's a quick look at the pilot skills. I've got the Bell of Pilot, which gives me the ability to bypass energy shields. I've also got Destroyer, Mechanic, Roadhog, Armor Expert, and Foolhardy Quartermaster. Next up, we got the Megalodon Orochi, and I've got him at Mark II level 1. And at that level, the hit points are 141,900 hit points. It has a 69 km/h speed limit, or sorry, top speed, and a 7,020 damage for your ability. Those are the little rockets it shoots, and I think that's per rocket, so you multiply that by 3 type of thing. And then you've got 58 damage per second for DOT from the built-in ability too. And as for weapons, I'm running 2 Mark II Level 2 Freedom Avalanche, and at Mark II Level 2 they have a 2,270 damage. They have a 500 meter range and a 6-second reload. And they pretty much have a rather large splash radius, which comes in handy for dealing with groups of enemies or whatnot. As for modules, I'm running a balanced unit, a last stand, and a overdrive unit with an advanced repair unit. And a quick look at the pilot skills. I've got the Ghost Pilot, which gives me a faster fire rate on the built-in weapon. I've got Armor Expert, Destroyer, Modules Expert, Guidance Operator, and Mechanic. And next up we have the Pop-O-Mobile Hawk, which is part of the Serious Sam crossover that they did, I believe, last year. And it's actually a really fun robot to use. Yes, it's just like a regular Hawk and whatnot, but I think it looks kind of cool. At Mark II Level 1, it does 158,400, has 158,400 durability. It does 48 km/h speed, and it has a 89% defense mitigation on the built-in weapon. And as for weapons, I'm running a couple of Mark II Level 2 snares, and those are the ice weapons that freeze you up. And at Mark II Level 2, they do 5,000 damage, have a 600 meter range, a reload time of 10 seconds, an effect accumulation of 138%, and an effect duration of 5 seconds, and that's on the freeze ability, as I had mentioned. They actually work really well, and I like them a lot. And as for the heavy weapons, I'm running Mark II Level 2 Candy Viper, and for stats on that, does 934 damage, has a 500 meter range, a 10-second reload. It does damage over time of 112 damage per second, and that's per bullet it fires. An effect chance of 100% with an effect duration of 5 seconds. I kind of prefer the Candy Vipers over the regular Vipers, just because they sound a little bit different when you're firing them. They don't sound so, well, loud. And as for modules, I'm running a balanced unit, an anti-control, and a nuclear amplifier with an advanced repair unit. And as for pilot skills, I have the Johnny's Pilot, which the Hawk built-in weapon applies lockdown to enemies, which comes in kind of handy. I also have Destroyer, Mechanic, Roadhog, Guidance Operator, and Dodger. And last but not least, we have the Deathwing Aojun with Hell, or Hell on Wings as I like to call it. And I'm running it at Mark II Level 1 now. It was sitting at Mark 9, or Level 9, Level 10 for a while, and then I decided to just, upgrade to Mark II or whatever. But at Mark II Level 1, it's got 176,000 hit points, a 48 km/h speed. It does 425 ability damage, and the damage over time that the ability damage does is 21 damage over time, 21 damage per second over time. And for weapons, I'm running Mark II Level 2 Hell, and they are the heavy variant of the snares. And they basically do 10,390 damage, a 600 meter range, 10-second reload, an effect accumulation rate of 180% on the freeze effect, and a 5-second effect duration. And as for modules, I am running a heavy armor kit, an anti-control, and a thermonuclear reactor with shield breaker. And as for pilot skills, here's a quick look. I've got Yang Li, which gives me quantum radar while the ability is active. I've got Guidance Operator, Mechanic, Armor Expert, Wonderworker, Modules Expert, and now Roadhog. I just recently promoted this pilot, and yeah, I'm kind of liking it. And that pretty much does it for the hangar tour here. I'm pretty much using my second hangar just to start upgrading other stuff and whatnot, so I don't lose track of what I'm working on and whatnot. But yeah, that being said, I think I will just duck on out, and I will bring you the heavily medicated gameplay for my Steam account, so stick around.